Like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Sup, hot stuff. Welcome back to the channel. So, I am no longer sick. That's correct. I'm no longer dying of an illness. I'm back. I feel great. I'm better than ever. There's nothing that can stop. Ooh. Okay. You know what? Maybe I haven't been entirely truthful with you guys. Everything around me is currently on fire, okay? This is my fourth time trying to record this video in the past couple days, but every time I try to record, I start coughing like a madman, okay? Listen, I'm a guy that likes fire. This is kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. However, it seems like the fires around me, they've died down enough to where the air is breathable again, okay? So I'm gonna try to record this video. The fifth time's the charm. But while I was sick, Capcom released some new Avatar costumes, right? And a lot of people are really mad about this, right? Because we want new content in Street Fighter 6. We want costumes, we want characters, and Capcom is not giving that to us. This isn't a negative video, by the way, right? Capcom, clearly they're really proud of their World Tour mode, right? And I like the World Tour mode. I'm playing through it as we speak, right? There's a lot of cool Capcom and Street Fighter Easter eggs, a lot of Final Fight Easter eggs, if you guys are into that. And this cursed thought entered my brain while I was really sick, right? Because clearly Capcom really likes the World Tour mode. Whenever there's a new character, they integrate them into the World Tour mode. And I got to thinking, I'm like, dang, dude, clearly they're really proud of this World Tour mode thing. What if some of the new characters that we get later down the line, right? Maybe Street Fighter 6, maybe Street Fighter 7. What if they come from the World Tour mode, right? That's right, big brain time. So, I don't know if that's exactly what I want. However, I did want to take a look at a handful of characters, just in case. You know, I like to cover my bases. But before we get into these characters, do me a favor, guys. Leave a like, subscribe if you guys like Capcom stuff. Help your boy out. If you guys like fighting game stuff as well, there's plenty of that on this channel. Now, with that out of the way, the first two characters, these two dudes are honorable mentions. The first one is Retsu. Okay, Retsu, if this dude seems familiar, Retsu is a character from the first Street Fighter game, okay? And he's this bald dude, he's this karate man, much like Ryu. And someone at Capcom really likes Retsu. Because this dude, every couple years, some artwork crops up of Retsu, right, with the other mainstay Street Fighter characters. Like this dude's a mainstay. And he's in the World Tour mode. And he plays a pretty big role as well. He basically hangs out with Ryu, and he's one of Ryu's friends. You can fight him, right? He basically fights like Ryu, but he has a couple of his own unique moves, right? And it feels like Capcom really likes this dude. So I can see a future where they bring him back, right? Our next honorable mention is Carlos. Carlos is another previous Capcom character. This guy's actually a playable character from Final Fight 2, right? In Final Fight 2, you play as either Carlos, Hagar, or Maki, and you guys just, roam the streets, throwing hands with gang members. You know how Final Fight games are. And Carlos is this cool Brazilian dude with a katana on his back. He does have his own moveset in the World Tour mode. He's kind of just hanging around, he's basically like a vigilante, more or less. And he's still fighting Mad Gear dudes, right? But he does have his own moveset for the most part. Capcom, I feel like they could very easily just plop him into the main roster. If not in Street Fighter 6, maybe Street Fighter 7. I don't know. I don't feel too strongly about either of these dudes, right? That's why they're honorable mentions. But with those two dudes out of the way, the first character I want to talk about, the first actual character, is Rudra, okay? Rudra, he is a gang member, but he's not a part of the Mad Gear gang. He's the leader of the Crow gang, right? And you know what? I didn't feel any particular way about Rudra in the beginning. I thought he looked like a Dhalsim knockoff, and that's kind of what he is. I'll circle back to that in a minute. But basically, he's this punk, and you fight him a couple times during the story mode, during the World Tour mode, and he's actually pretty prominent. There's a lot of artwork of this dude as well, right? A lot of Luke artwork has Rudra in it for some reason, right? And the funny thing about Rudra, why does he look like a Dhalsim clone? Rudra was previously a student to Dhalsim, right? But he's kind of an asshole, Dhalsim doesn't teach assholes. Sorry, Rudra, right? So Rudra defected and he went, but he took all of his cool, fire spitting and yoga abilities, right? And he implements them as a gang member, right? He's one of the strongest gang members you fight in the World Tour mode, right? I kind of like that. I could see them bringing Rudra into like the main like playable roster. Maybe he can play like Dhalsim, but more rushdown heavy, right? He does have his own handful of special moves that are exclusive to him, right? He has like a flame carpet move where he spits on the floor, and he has another one where he shoots it into the sky, right? But I feel like they can do something with him since clearly Capcom likes him so much. So moving on from Rudra, this one is obvious, right? Everyone knows this character. This is Leafin. Leafin is the little girl that Chun-Li adopted, right? And that's, Chun-Li is basically like her big sister, mother figure now. And she's kind of like a mascot of Street Fighter 6. This chick is everywhere. They really like Leafin. There's merchandise of Leafin, right? There's a Capcom cafe in Japan. And for the Street Fighter collab, Leafin is one of the characters that's like plastered on the front, cover of it, right? You can fight Leafin in the World Tour mode as well, and she just fights like Chun-Li, right? But I can see her later down the line developing her own like spin on Chun-Li's style, That's just the easy one. Leafin is a layup, Moving on from Leafin, I do have another girl. This is Kalima. Kalima is she's really interesting, actually. Before Street Fighter 6 came out, there was a Street Fighter 6 tie-in comic, right? Where Luke and Ken, they're dealing with JP, essentially, right? JP, he's enacting this plan, this evil mustache trolling plan. And Kalima, she is a freedom fighter. Well, she is in World Tour mode. But in the comic, this is the beginning of her like hatred for JP, right? And when we meet Kalima in the World Tour mode, she's this full-blown badass freedom fighting babe from Neishao. And dude, she looks cool. Just look at her, man. Ooh-wee. Dude, she's got the white jeans on. Dude, only bad bitches wear white jeans, okay? Man. You can fight Kalima as well in the World Tour mode. Unfortunately, she does not have her own moveset. She just fights like Cammy, But man, dude, a character that's so integral to the story of JP in Street Fighter 6, she's got to be playable eventually, right? Who knows? Like I said, all of these characters, I don't know how I feel about them, right? I don't feel too strongly about them one way or another, but you know what? Kalima will be cool. So moving on from Kalima, the next character I want to talk about, this is an easy one. This is a character that people have been talking about, coming to the main cast since before Street Fighter 6 was even out. And that's Bosch, right? Bosch is the main rival character to you. Not you, but, your main avatar in the World Tour mode, right? Because, you guys are basically rivals, but you're best friends at the same time, right? And the whole story mode revolves around Bosch trying to, to enter this Neishao tournament so he can get up close and personal with JP, right? Unfortunately for Bosch, though, things do not go his way. He gets abducted by Shadaloo. They imbue him with psycho power, and he becomes this like monster, basically. The cool thing about Bosch is that he still uses Luke's like mixed martial arts skills, right? Because you guys are both taught by Luke in the beginning. But he uses like mixed martial arts as well as like psycho powers. It's really sick. I love it, right? Here's some gameplay in the background of him just going ham, right? Super cool. Bosch, just like Leafin, there's a ton of merchandise for this guy as well, right? Bosch is also involved in that Capcom cafe thing that we were mentioning earlier, right? So I feel like Bosch is just a matter of time, right? I don't know if I really want Bosch, but I wouldn't be disappointed if they did put him in the game, Excuse me, sorry. Still dying, guys, my bad. And then the last character. There is one more character I want to talk about, right? If you guys have been on my channel, you already know exactly who I'm about to talk about. And I know people feel a certain way about this, so I did pay an artist right? I commissioned an artist, shout out to my boy Mr. Tengu, to help spice up this idea that I had. But the final character from the World Tour mode that I feel would fit into the game really well is Joe World Tour, right? Joe World Tour is the main playable avatar character, right? Technically, Joe World Tour, that's not his name, right? This isn't even really what he looks like. This is just the main default for the World Tour protagonist, right? And the Street Fighter community, they've lovingly named him Joe World Tour. However, the default to the World Tour protagonist is this black kid in the tracksuit, right? And the interesting thing about him is that this guy, he appears in artwork, he appears in every single DLC character, reveal trailer, right? And I think that that's really interesting because it feels like Capcom is setting this guy up to be his own thing, right? So, in my opinion, if they ever did drop this character or, the World Tour characters, they should drop them as, the final season, right? And maybe the World Tour protagonist, maybe after he's trained with all the masters that, that you would train with in the World Tour mode that you've unlocked, maybe some time has passed, and when he enters the game, he looks like this. Okay, so this is Joe World Tour Final Form. Okay, if this looks familiar, we went and repurposed some old Luke concept art that I thought was incredibly sick, right? And I feel like they could, put a spin on this, right? Bring it back, repurpose it, right? That way, dude, maybe we have a new black main character. Who knows, man? But I feel like this would be incredibly cool, right? So that is the final character that I feel that they can add into the game from the World Tour mode. What do you guys think? Am I insane? Well, I mean, I am, but am I more insane than usual? Have all these fumes gone to my brain? Huh? Let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!